We need a better tablecloth.
Season 2. Season 2.
My kids are going to need these bed sheets back.
Welcome to Action Unwind. I'm Drew. This is Dean. As always, we're taking the time to unwind, and we want to thank you for spending some time with us today. Today's episode, we're digging into our inaugural Action Unwind Figure Madness, which has been madness. It's been a lot of fun so far. We'll talk more about that right away. We're going to give you a sneak peek, little peek-see. Not the whole thing.
Into the giveaway?
But yeah, a little taste of the giveaway we've been talking about. As well, we're gonna bring back one of my personal favorite segments, and yours, I assume. Yeah,
you enjoy.
We haven't done some of our segments in a while, so we wanted to bring that back for you. So we're gonna bring that back later on in the show. But Dean, kick us off this Action Unwind Figure Madness.
The Action Unwind Figure Madness 2024. Yeah, the first big event for us here at Action Unwind, and we wanted to kick it off with a bang. Obviously piggybacking off of the March Madness tournament, the NCAA tournament, which is one of my favorite tournaments of the year, being a huge sports fan myself. And what better way to get 64 random figures involved in a big tournament style battle.
Yeah, and I mean it was kind of the March Madness was new to me. I had never really followed it, and my first thought was, okay, well, like 64 figures of what? Like, do we do 64 Joes or do we do it by like different groups of like do we bring in Build-A-Figures? Do we bring, like, how big of a figure do you?
Here is how we broke it down.
It was crazy. I was horrified and scared.
Yeah,
I still am.
I'm
just kidding.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things we wanted to do is just have some fun with it, get some interaction with our followers, and have something fun for you to vote on as you're scrolling the late nights on Instagram.
And we have to keep our bias out of it.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, if we would have
it's
picked
hard
the figures,
not to, right?
It would have been all my favorite figures in there. I'm actually upset that a lot of my figures didn't make it in. So the 4 regions, we obviously have Transformers, G.I. Joe, WWE, and Marvel Legends. And what we did is we got our lovely wives involved. Our wives think that we are absolute off our rocker for playing and collecting with toys.
And have no bias.
They think
we found it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, my wife doesn't get it, but she is super supportive. Both our wives are super supportive.
They are,
Awesome. And we wanted to have some fun with them and
them.
get them involved. So what we did is we had them go into our collection, grab 16 random figures from each of the 4 regions.
And we weren't even in the room.
No,
we were outside of the room. We're like, here you go. Pick what you want.
And then from those 16, just choose your favorite down to your least favorite. Rank them from 1 to 16. It was pretty funny to record that and watch them. And
here's some of the comments.
Some of the comments and why they picked certain figures, which was pretty cool. We'll probably
poor Aunt May. Aunt May got ripped apart.
Aunt May did get ripped apart. Yeah, it still hurts that some of my favorite Joes didn't make it in, but it was super great. The girls did a great job setting this up for us, and from there, we put them in the bracket style and got you involved in voting. And it's been pretty fun to watch some of those votes come in.
That's what I was going to say is we got to say thank you guys for the votes so far. Doing something like this, especially being a new channel and having a new experience on this channel, you don't know what to expect. And I got to say, like, the voting, it's been a blast. It's been so good to see people involved and some interesting twists. I have some assumptions of certain figures.
See how those matchups lined up, right?
Yeah.
Because in a bracket like that, first seed plays 16 seed and kind of
absolutely
all the way down to the middle, right? So
we're only in round 2, and I'm already getting stressed. Though we'll talk more about that later. Though,
like G.I. Joe, the first match of the first round for the pit, which was the G.I. Joe region, was Outback for Serpento.
Two heavies. Two of
my favorites. Who are you going to pick? Who's going to win it? And again, thank you to all of you that voted. And just for a sneak peek, Outback came out on top of that, which was pretty cool to see.
And like even our second round when we had Shockwave versus Zartan, I personally I like the Shockwave figure. I would say it's a figure that I'm definitely more on. I was never against it, but I'm just kind of paying more attention to it now because it's kind of more prevalent. But I kind of thought it was going to be a clean sweep. and Zartan took the second place and got booted out of the tournament. So it's gonna be interesting.
The fun one was we actually had a tiebreaker in that region. It was Tomax and Zaymont. Thought it would be fun to put them together if one of them was selected, just because of if you're familiar with the cartoon, they feel each other's pain type thing. So it was kind of a cool little matchup. But they were up against Bazooka, and it came out 50-50 was a tiebreaker. And again,
Red Jersey Bazooka.
The
red Jersey Bazooka.
Not Tiger Force, but the original, the OG. So we did a little tiebreaker, recorded that, flipped a Destro briefcase, and Bazooka won. Surprising one for me was in the 2 and 16 seed, it was Rock and Roll versus the Snow Serpent.
The Snow Serpent.
And I just realized how many people love the Snow Serpent. It's a cool figure. I love it. It's obviously in my collection. But that Rock and Roll figure, I'm a big fan of it. I'm sad to see him get bounced out first round. But again, just super fun to see how the voting goes.
Well, and like the thing is too is like I really think that having people who don't necessarily know Joe's, like maybe you're a big Transformers fan, maybe you're a Marvel Legends fan, I think that really shakes it up. And people are maybe just going off of aesthetics, going off of a name. I've definitely heard of people messaging and just being like, I don't know who this is, but his name's cool, so I'm voting for him.
Yeah.
And it's maybe the undercard or the underdog of the seed, right? So
yeah, it was fun for me to watch Transformers because I'm not as well versed as you are the Transformers, but kind of I had my favorites based on figure style, based on characters, and it was kind of cool to see how that one played out as well.
Absolutely. With our Transformers and stuff, we didn't have a tie there, but some interesting ones. I mean, the Beast Wars and Transformers thing, I'm always curious how that's going to go. We had Ares coming out of the pocket and knocking out movie Starscream.
Generational thing, right?
Yeah.
Anybody that was kind of born 70s, early 80s, full G1 fan, and then as you get like late 80s, 90s, Beast Wars is your jam.
Yeah, well, and like you look, one that struck me the most out of this bracket was the Sunstreaker and the OG Mirage. I always thought Sunstreaker was a cool character. There's a lot of people in Mirage's corner, and Sunstreaker ended up coming out pretty strong. I mean, there was some Soundwave and Jazz. There's some big Jazz fans out there for sure. I assumed Soundwave was going to take that one. I was curious about the Dinobot versus Optimus Primal, though.
Right.
I mean, it was the Rise of the Beast movie, Optimus Primal, but on the show, if you're familiar with the Beast Wars show, Dinobot and Optimus Primal, for them to be matched up in this bracket, that's like fairy tale for them because they're tied into each other from episode 1, and so it's interesting. But wrestling. I mean,
that was a cool one too.
Some hard matchups.
The Hearts Dungeon division, that was pretty cool. Some of those first round matchups were pretty cool because they kind of played along with, for those of you that are wrestling fans, historical. It was cool to see Razor and Diesel face off in the first round. Razor was my favorite. I'm happy that he came out on top, but two boys who helped change the landscape of wrestling.
And I remember when I was a kid making the connection that Diesel became, big sexy down the road and stuff, and the personas changed and stuff. But
I'm pretty pumped that Bret Hart came out on top of Hogan. I know there's a lot of Hogan fans out there, but there's always the controversy. But when Hogan came back and Bret dropped the title to Yokozuna, Hogan comes in and gives him a mild leg drop and then wins it and takes Bret's thunder. So it was cool to see Bret get some retribution. And that lines up for a nice second round.
I'm very curious how that's going to weigh out.
My brother and I were massive fans back in the day of that Intercontinental division where Mr. Perfect and Bret Hart had many historic matches.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a round 2 matchup.
Just a prediction for me. I mean, I would love to see Bret Hart come out. Respect to Mr. Perfect, but I'd like to see Bret Hart come out. But the thing is if Bret Hart comes out of the second round, he's going to be pinned up with, my assumption, Macho Man. And I think if it goes that way, I mean, I know who I'm voting for, but I don't know, man. I think
Macho gets past the team.
Again, another heavy contender for sure. So quite interesting. But one thing too, just kind of want to mention, if you're eventually, we're going to talk about Legends right away. Eventually, we're going to get down to 2 figures versus 1v1, right? Throw in the comments below who you think's going to take the cake. If you're unsure who's in the bracket currently, the brackets are updated this week. We'll have all round 2 going and stuff. So hit us up on Instagram as well as our community page on our community tab, on YouTube. And throw who do you think is going to take the victor?
And
that'd be awesome.
Because you talked about it, round 2 starts Friday, Saturday. So On Friday, we're going to have round 2 of Joe's and Transformers.
Yeah.
And then Saturday, we'll do voting open for Marvel Legends and WWE. And then we'll announce the winner Monday, which will, from there, cut us down to 16. We'll get to the Sweet 16.
Sweet 16.
The Sweet 16 round, which is always a favorite round. So,
yeah.
But to go back to it really quickly, we had one more tiebreaker in the Marvel Legends division, and it was Dark Phoenix
and Beast.
And you popped up
two good figures again.
Yeah, the retro Dark Phoenix was nice figure.
Yeah, if you want to see how we chose that one, like Drew.
You're Drew.
It's my first day. How Dean mentioned earlier, we flipped a Cobra case for the first tie there. For this one, we took an Apocalypse Blast Effect. We put them both on the ground, and we let Apocalypse choose, right?
Toss him the tee, see who's teeing off
yeah,
first. That's what you did.
pretty much. Yeah. So Beast walked away from that one. Dark Phoenix got the boot, but again...
In a surprising upset, our main man, the top... Hell's Kitchen's top lawyer, Matt Murdock, took down...
brick catcher.
Took down the House of X Magneto.
Yeah, which... I like the mix-up. I like the mix-up. I didn't see it coming, but I like the mix-up.
Everyone likes a Cinderella story. I wouldn't mind seeing Matt Murdock come out of the Battle World division.
That'd be pretty good. And it's not Daredevil. It's lawyer Matt Murdock. Let's just keep that clear. All right, let's keep that clear.
Yeah.
So far, things are going great. Like I said, throw in who you think is going to take the top spot and win our first ever inaugural. Maybe we'll do something special if you get it right, if you're a top comment and stuff like that. But exciting time.
All right, so let's get into the sneak peek of the giveaway. So again, this is just a few of what we have to offer into the giveaway, but we wanted to show you a little something. Dangle the carrot.
Not all.
Not all.
But some.
Number 1 is the Series 15 Ultimate Warrior.
Ultimate.
Double Ultimate. This is one of my favorite Warriors.
Double Ultimate.
One of the best matches for my, long-winded, young watching wrestling career.
You're going back in time right now.
I'm going back in time to commemorate the I Quit match from WrestleMania with Warrior versus Macho King. The duster on this bad boy is beautiful. So this is one of the few figures to come.
Right on. Next, we've got a figure that's quite iconic. Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man, first appearance. Some people's favorite Spider-Man. Not a bad legend to have. It's got, 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of hands. It's got the actual armpit webs.
Armpit wings.
Armpit wings. And you got a web effect in there and stuff like that. Again, box is tasty. Is that a ranking system? Should we start that? Let us know in the comments. But like I said...
Right under mint, tasty.
So does the mint come after the tasting?
After the tasting.
Okay. But yeah, it's a good figure to have. I love the suit. The iconic.
It's a great figure.
Blue and red Spider-Man's what we're used to. But if you're looking for one, the black and red, the web effects are nice. So that's another one.
Next one is the mystery box. What could it be?
It's a harmonica.
We're going to leave it in the shipper box, but what it is the Amazon exclusive Cobra Eel. That's the one from my collection, but it's in here. We didn't want to take it out of the shipping box.
Some people collect differently than others.
If you want an army build and have a bunch of eels, and maybe you just want to have one minty in the box, it's in there. Or it could just be a bottle of French's mustard. We don't know. Some of those flipped out.
Dijon. French's Dijon.
It might just be Dijon mustard, but we're hoping there's a Cobra Eel in there, which I'm pretty sure it is. That's how.
Okay, this next one. I'm very excited and jealous. I might enter the draw.
You don't have it yet.
Go check out our last episode, maybe Jada Toys and YOLO Park. Go check it out. YOLO Park is crushing.
Yeah.
Crushing the game. They are absolutely on fire. Transformers forever have been a dual function toy, sometimes triple changing. YOLO Park has dialed in that, hey, listen, you know what? It doesn't transform, but the detail is unreal, and the price point is beautiful. I've gone on and on.
Are you excited about this one?
I am so excited about this one. We have the AMK Pro Series YOLO Park Megatron G1.
Yeah,
and it is
pretty cool.
Gorgeous.
Yeah,
even the box, even the box art's gorgeous. I can't lift this up, but
the figures that you brought on episode 4,
Yeah.
I was first time seeing them in hand, and they're beautiful. And if I was to add some of the G1 series, this would be the one. This is a
Absolutely.
really, really nice figure.
Die cast. Die cast. We're moving into metals.
This is going to be very reminiscent of the original, the OG handgun
Yeah.
transforming.
Yeah.
Although it doesn't, but it's going
It
to be
doesn't transform, but like I said, it's when you get it in hand, the figures are unmatched. So
yeah, absolutely.
that's a little taste, a little sneak peek of what we got coming your way for the giveaway. So throw it down in the comments. What figures interest you the most? Do you have these figures? Do you not have these figures? What figures are you looking to see? Because there's more figures coming. Maybe it's not just figures coming too. So tune in, stay up to date with us. Follow on Instagram, follow on YouTube and stuff. In this day and age, we don't have to tell you guys. You know how it works.
Unwind scented candles? There?
We said we were going to say that next episode.
Smells like new in box. Okay, let's get into a segment we haven't done for a little while.
One of my favorites.
Victory.
The figure victory.
Mine, if you don't mind, I'll go first.
Hey, you know what?
I brought this up in one of our first episodes. I spoke about my newfound love for some of the McFarlane DC figures.
The throwbacks.
The ones that look and
smell
and represent the classic superpowers line when I was a wee lad. One of the ones I ordered, and we made fun of me because I couldn't remember the dog's name. Crypto.
Yes.
Just stood there stunned.
I was right there with you. I said Pluto.
I stood there stunned the whole time. Anyway, the great pickup for me is this retro-looking Superman. He's just jacked. I wanted one that looked a little bit beefier. I thought the Hush Superman was a little bit too big. This one feels a little bit smaller, but maybe they are similar.
That haircut, man.
This one looks a little
That
different.
haircut is as muscly as the rest of them.
Yeah, for sure it is. This may not be total representative of. Is that what I'm
We'll get there.
Yeah. Well,
I'm not even going to try it. That's
it
how
doesn't look
confident I am.
identical to the one. He's a bit beefier, obviously, and has the long hair. There's a Superman that came out like right after this one that is dialed down a little bit, probably more reflective of the accurate superpowers one, but this is the one a little bit more.
You got to get what you want, right?
Love,
you know what I mean?
The long hair, the long locks on this old Superman on Clark, and pretty cool to see Crypto come with the soft goods cape. And I know that McFarlane just announced. I think there's a Batman coming right now.
Batman's coming out.
Soft goods.
And a Dark Knight alternate Batman apparently with soft goods.
Yeah,
so
I mean the
pretty
capes
cool.
on these things are awesome anyway. It's nice soft rubber that you can move around a little bit. But I'm excited to go with the soft goods.
Do you see a soft goods Superman cape mod coming, possibly for our custom couch in the future?
Yeah, I could do it.
You could do it?
Putting
Feel
the
it out?
yellow logo on the back of the cape like that
that'd be
one
all right.
as a kid.
That'd be all right.
Anyway, this is pretty cool. Maybe we'll even get that. There's a couple years after that when the Toy Biz was doing them, or Kenner. It was
Kenner? Probably
and there was
Kenner.
that one Superman that came with like the Krypton ring,
Oh, okay.
or the Kryptonite ring. And you'd hold it up close, and he would just fall over because obviously he doesn't love the green rocks. Just two magnets on the inside. It was pretty funny.
That's clever.
Anyway, this is my figure victory of the week. Happy to add it, and more to come. Red Tornado is on the way, and they just announced the new throwback-looking Hal Jordan.
Oh, and Green Arrow.
Did I get announced?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that. Well,
I'm immediately doubting myself. Let us know in the comments if I'm lying.
he saw a custom. Anyway. Let's see your figure victory.
Oh, myself. Okay, as you guys probably know by now, you seasoned watchers, I'm a big Spawn fan. I love Spawn. I think it's just such a unique character. There's something about Spawn was created in the early 90s, and like I don't really know of many other characters that have had the gusto and the arc that he's had. Check out our episode on Spawn and Ninja Turtles, but my figure victory is Spawn related, and I finally pulled the trigger on Cygor, the cyborg bionic gorilla.
Yeah.
Phenomenal figure. I love the scale of it. You put that ring near him, didn't you?
Yeah,
you put the green rocks.
I'll be right back.
I'll be right back after these messages. Not with a figure like this, you got to know what you're getting into, right?
Yeah.
Research it. It's not the most crazy for articulation, although I don't really think it's one of those figures that needs a ton of articulation to really get the message.
Yeah.
The face sculpt is incredible. The teeth, the tongue, even just like the teeth, the tongue, and the lips, even the gears and stuff, like the raised wires on his forearms and stuff like that.
Super detailed.
It moves enough for me. If you're looking for a more articulated one, yeah, you're gonna have to go to another brand and stuff. There's a couple different versions of Cygor. There's this one, which I find is the most accurate to like the Spawn Origins series and stuff in the graphic novels. There's also kind of one that has like almost like a I don't even know how to describe it, Tuscan sunset. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know how to describe the color, but it comes with She-Spawn. It's more of like a rose gold, and then there's your gold label one he's all decked out in gold and stuff. Yeah, he's the Pauly D Cygor.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, awesome figure. It's a figure that I want. It's such a centerpiece in my collection with Spawn and all the other figures that I got. Yeah, been looking for it a long time. Pull the trigger on it. If you are a Spawn fan, you won't regret it. It's a great looking figure. And that is my figure victory for this episode, for this week.
I might think about getting another one of these for a custom couch. And if you remember when we were kids, KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken, when you would order a meal, a kid's meal, you would get a drink holder. And it was Batman.
Ah, okay. You could do something like that.
I'm going to mod him up to the Great Cup here. And
you have to super glue those joints. Keep the green rocks away.
That's it.
Your drink will go flying. So here on the show, season 1 so far, it's been an absolute blast. We're having a hell of a time.
I'm having a really nice time, actually.
He's having a great time over here. We hope all of you are as well. Hit the sub, hit the bell. Let's keep the community getting bigger and bigger, and let's just see how far we can take this thing.
Don't forget to hit to our IG page and follow along with the Figure Madness 2024, the inaugural tournament. We want to give you the opportunity to win those figures we showcased earlier.
Absolutely.
Make sure to hit that, check out the pinned post at the top of that page and follow the details on how to win.
Absolutely, and I will be offering to purchase the Megatron for half price and free shipping, so you let us know. That's going to be all from us today. Thank you for taking the time to unwind as usual.
Not planned.
Not planned. We'll see you later.